Hello, what's up everybody? It's me, Pixel, and we are back at it again with some Final Fantasy VII. We are carrying on with our, what we are dubbing the Zombie Aerith run, where we attempt to use a complex series of glitches in order to trick the game into forcing Aerith back into our party after City of the Ancients. And as we've stated every other time, just so everybody knows, this is a series of glitches that were discovered by the FF7 speedrunning community. I was first made aware of this by FF7 Productions on YouTube, who made a video about how to do this, and it is apparently thanks to the works of Dynamics and Michaelis, and there's one other speedrunner whose name escapes me at this point. But anyway, we just discovered this in the last year or so, and we did a channel points challenge on my channel, and if people managed to meet the channel points challenge, which they did, I was going to attempt this run. So here we are. At the moment, I am grinding outside of the marshes so that I can fight the Midgar Zalem and get the beta skill, because that's just a thing I like to do when I run through the game, even though it is ridiculous and takes rather a lot of grinding effort. There's just something that I find fun about doing that, because it makes the scene where they all marvel at Sephiroth killing the Midgar Zalem, it just makes that ridiculous, which I enjoy. So hey there, Bonus Mom. How's it going? So I've come back here to purchase a couple of materials. It's been a day. Uh-oh. With the day with the dogs, you mean? Buy an extra poison and an extra heal. Okay. It's all good. You told me the other puppies were placed. Yes, you did tell me that you got a message from the folks that they had managed to place all the other puppies and sent you a lovely message about that or something to that effect. If I understood correctly. You're listening to this on YouTube later after the fact, who doesn't know what I'm talking about. Around the fall of last year, my brother rescued a dog that he found when he was out hiking. Someone apparently had abandoned or lost or something, we don't really know. And the dog, it turned out, was sick and also pregnant. So through a long and complicated and expensive process, the dog was in fact saved, and the puppies survived, and there were 8 of them, which was a lot of puppies for us to be dealing with. We managed to give several of them away to other folks in our neighborhood, and then the Humane Society helped us find places for the rest of them. 8 puppies, indeed. So, but we have been a household that has not had a lot of dogs in our lives. So we are adjusting and learning how to, care for them appropriately. And at some point they'll probably need training and stuff, and we don't really know how to do a lot of that very well, because we haven't had dogs. So, it's a learning experience, and there's growing pains, and here we are. Okay, gang, here we are. Part of me wants to just, try fighting the Midgardsolemn with my current levels. I don't think I stand any chance at all of winning. Dad got what he needed to secure the backyard for the puppy. Very good. I'm gonna try fighting this thing. I think it's gonna absolutely destroy me, but I kind of want to give it a whirl. Okay. I saved before the fight just in case. Yes, that is correct. We saved before the fight. Okay, and this thing is probably going to absolutely destroy me. Because it's really not intended to be fought at this point in the game. Yeah, look at that. Okay, it's level 26. It has 4,000 hit points. And the important thing is I need to try to survive beta. Oh, I should switch that back, honestly. Blade Beam is not really the appropriate thing for this, but that's okay. Okay, 700. All right. So we're at about 3,300. Okay. Then another 400. Okay, he's up. Okay, he's gonna do beta probably not too far from now. Okay, let's cure. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, okay. Jeez. He's got 2,700. Oh boy. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. My poor, this is where things are going to start to come apart, gang. Oh, don't kick. No! Alright. Well, I guess I can still try and kill this guy. Although he's going to hit beta here in a second and we're going to wipe, I'm pretty sure. He can, like, excise people from the fight, which is annoying. Oh, that's not good. She's gonna die on the next, next hit. Yourself, I guess. Okay. Okay, now we're hasted. Oh, he's down. Okay, item. Phoenix down. This is where things sort of go into a death spiral, gang. No! Okay. I did that wrong. I wasted one of my Phoenix downs. That's bad. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, this is where we lose. Live, love, and learn to fight another day. Yeah, I mean, I might as well. I've wasted a bunch of items, so I might as well just, like, die at this point. And she's probably gonna die on this next attack. Okay, and then she's gonna get hit. Item, Phoenix down him. Damn it, he gets that other hit in before she can get her limit out. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna let us die at this point, where this is pointless. We weren't ready. Okay, wait. Okay. Alright, I wasted a bunch of stuff, so we're gonna go back and restart. It's fine. Okay, let's try again. We are not gonna do that. We're gonna go back to grinding. We aren't quite ready. No. We're gonna gain a couple more levels. I think if we were level 20, we could have made it. So, we're gonna do this a little while longer. Of course, we also might have stood a better chance if I had altered my... If I had, like, saved up all my limits. If I saved up all my limits on everybody and switched Cloud back to his level 1 limit. Okay, I don't want her to, like, get knocked out. Anyway, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight? Thank you all for hanging out. Okay. All right, we've basically done everything we kind of really can here. We've gotten Choco Buckle. Oh, that actually reminds me. Let's look at materia here. Sense, enemy skill, ice, restore all, poison, ice, fire, Chocomog, sense, lightning, restore all, steel, fire, lightning. Yeah. Okay, we have those heals, but we're gonna have to get gear with better materia slots before we can do anything with any of that. So. Okay. Okay, how are we? We are level 18. Level 18 was not enough, as we discovered. Hopefully 20 will be. With like maybe 20 and a little bit more preparation. Okay. Okay, how we doing, gang? Let's see. Yeah, all right, we're still in good shape. Okay. Yo, Misalevi, am I grinding for the snake? Yes, that is what we're doing. On our way to doing a bunch of speedrunning glitches that force the game to put Aerith back into our party after City of the Ancients. But every time I play through this game, I like to beat the Midgar's Golem on the way through the Mithril Caves, just because I think it makes the scene where everyone is like losing their minds about Sephiroth killing the snake extremely funny. So, and you also, if you do it right, you get the beta enemy skill, which lets you cruise through, you know, a lot of hard encounters for the next 20 hours worth of gameplay. But mostly for the fun stuff, for the reason that it's funny. Oh, damn. Fire level 2 already. Shit. That's actually really useful. Well, not so much for the snake, but... Also, hope I pronounced that name right. Please let me know if I did not. What am I doing? Do I need to rest yet? No, we're fine. You may also notice I've named all my characters after Kingdom Hearts characters. Oh. Which I did for the lols, but now I realize means that I'm going to spend a tremendous amount of time resurrecting Donald. Which is very stupid. I really could have thought that through more, but here we are. That just sounds wrong, yeah. Well, you know, in the game Kingdom Hearts, which I'm naming all these characters after, Donald means Donald Duck, not the other guy, but yeah. Truly, in hindsight, you know, not my greatest moment, but it is very funny to have, you know, at least Goofy is still a dog, yeah. I mean, yeah, having like Sora, Donald, and Goofy, you know, be these three, it like thematically is very funny, but also very stupid, which is kind of most of what this run-through is going to be. Donald Duck. Well, but it's not Donald Duck, it's Sora, Donald, and Goofy. That's like that's the essence. Sora means sky, so cloud is close, yeah. Although, thinking about it, I think Roxas is actually a better analog. Right, like if we're trying to go as close to one-to-one, well, like you're always waiting for Donald to heal you, right? He's like the black mage, but he also he's just the mage, right? He has all the healing spells too, so why we kind of went with Aerith, who is sort of our general purpose magic user. It's not, you know, it's obviously not a perfect analog. It's a joke that was very funny when I thought of it in Midgar when we started the playthrough, but I'm also realizing I'm gonna have to sit here for dozens of hours. Oh, with these absolutely ludicrous names. I also haven't decided what I'm gonna call Yuffie and Vincent. I think I'm gonna name Sid just for the joke of it, but I don't know what I'm gonna name Yuffie and Vincent. Somebody suggested I should have named Aerith Naminé, which also makes sense. Daisy and Minnie. Well, I mean, listen, Daisy and Minnie don't really show up in Kingdom Hearts very much. All right, how are we on stuff? Yeah, we're fine. We have hit 19. I might need to get more to like 24 or 25. They kept the females out. I mean, there are females in the game, okay? And I'm pretty sure, like, Mickey mentions Minnie a couple of times. I honestly haven't played him in long enough. I don't remember. I did name Barrett Riku, which is ridiculous. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They show up very tangentially, I think. Maybe in the second one. I don't think they show up in the first one. I honestly can't remember. Basically, Mom, Kingdom Hearts is this extremely odd game series. The first one came out in the year 2000, and it's made by the company who makes Final Fantasy. What's up, Dana? Welcome in. It's made by the company who makes Final Fantasy in a partnership with Disney. It has one of the weirdest and most convoluted storylines in all of video gaming history. Red Eye was about to watch the D&D episode, saw we were live, want to drop in? Well, welcome in. Is that Nenny or Nanny? Or do you just want to go by Red Eye? Anyway, in any case, welcome in. Yeah, we're just hanging out. If you Romanize land in Japanese, it is Lando, which can be an anagram for Donald. Land, which is related to Aerith as in Earth. Okay, that's honestly, Mizu. Nailed it. That's exactly what I was thinking, and you know, wow, what an absolute slam dunk. Great stuff. Nenny, but Red Eye is cool. Nenny means baby in your language. Ah. Well, I don't know how to feel about any of that, so I'm gonna say Red Eye. We're gonna go with that. But in any case, yeah, welcome in. We're kind of hanging out and chatting while I'm doing a bunch of grinding here. Which mostly means I'm like running in circles and fighting the same monsters over and over again. To get stronger so I can fight this big snake that I'm really not supposed to fight, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You hated the snake when you first played the game? Yo, Lady Stuff, welcome in. How you doing, friend? We are on the grind. Doing all right? Hell yeah. Better than doing all wrong. Wait for it. There we go. We got it. I gotta be quicker on the draw than that. Okay, how we doing? We are at level 19. All right. I may try this when we all hit level 20, and that's probably not going to be quite enough, and I may need to go somewhere into the, like, 24, 25 range, but we'll see. We weren't that far off of doing it at level. What kind of grinding? Well, we're just fighting monsters and leveling. Do I have a favorite party setup? Grinding for the snake sounded wrong. Favorite party setup? I mean, I've enjoyed various runs of this game with all kinds of parties. This particular Sora Donald Goofy setup, I think, is amusing me tremendously at the moment. The party I've spent the most time with is probably Cloud, Sid, and Yuffie, because that's like the optimal party for grinding for stat sources in the Crash Kelnika. I have another file that I've put hundreds of hours into where I've maxed everyone's stats, like 255s all the way down the board. And one of the things I was doing in that process was mastering alls. So like Cloud and Sid both have triple growth weapons, and I would load those up with alls to master while I was running around. And then I gave them, you know, armors that had like whatever, 8 slots or whatever it is. And then Yuffie obviously can use her Conformer, and when she morphs, it does like full damage instead of 10% damage or whatever. So I would like sit there and just do that for hours and hours and hours. Getting basically, it's not exactly a perfect save file, but it does have everybody's stats all the way maxed, which, you know, I think is an accomplishment. And I have like multiple copies of Master Materials and stuff. We really went kind of all out on that one. So that's the party I've probably like spent the most number of hours with. Good night, Bonus Mom. But in terms of actually who I enjoy, I mean, you know, I kind of like playing with all the different folks at various points of the game for different reasons and just, you know, messing around. So I don't know that I really have one, honestly. You mentioned FFX the other day. Do I like that one? Yes. For me, when I was growing up, FF7 was the first Final Fantasy I played. And then I played 7 through 10, was kind of like, you know, when I was really into the series a lot. And then once they hit 12 and onward, I sort of haven't played most of those. Like, I've spent a little bit of time in 12. I've played a lot of 14, you know, but it's online, totally different. I never played 11 because it was online and we didn't really have internet that would handle that back in the day. You know, so 7 through 10 were kind of the heyday for me. 10 was the first one. 7 was the first one I ever played. 10 was the first one I ever beat. Like actually saw credits on. And then And then 10. Yeah, so I beat 10, and then I came back and beat 7. 13 got a lot of hate, but you enjoyed the story. I feel like I've played about an hour of 13. But I really have enjoyed the, like, turn-based systems, you know? And when they started to get away from that, I liked them less and less. I have played the remake trilogy. We talked about this already, I think. And, you know, they're like, graphically stunning. The presentation is excellent. The music, sort of, you know, updated music is great and all of that. I find a lot of the like changes to the story and additions to content to be like kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't think they really add a lot to the experience for me. You know, and then the battle system, like it's, you know, I don't mind the like more active time system with the ATB bars and stuff. I think it's a good compromise between a fully turn-based and a like, you know, like ARPG style game. But, you know, I don't know. I do miss being able to just like grind and like break the power curve and stuff like that, you know? But anyway. And then I went back and played the pixel remasters of 1, 2, and 3 and started it on 4, but haven't finished it. I may do that once I get done with this. This run. Of course, I also want to play Tactics as well. I have the OG Tactics for PlayStation, but I also bought the remaster that came out. Can't stand paying $70 for a game and it's over in 15 to 20 hours. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I almost never buy stuff like full price when it drops anyway. There's only been a few games that I've done that with in recent memory. Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3. Those are like the two main ones I can remember in recent memory, but and those were both I totally worth it in my opinion, but there's also so many games in my backlog I need to finish. Did I ever finish BG3? No, I didn't. Damn. Yeah, I know. I've made it like well into Act 2. And that's the farthest I've made it. Is like the Temple of Shar.
Stealth mode engaged.
Poor abandoned gazelle, indeed. Yo! Oh, Sam, thank you for the alert. As Bonus Mom plays Baldur's Gate 3. So I'm pretty sure we've tossed around the idea of having Bonus Mom play Baldur's Gate 3. If we did that, she would probably play with me. Just because, like, she and I kind of have a rapport as far as, like, me helping her with the mechanics of games that, like, she's not familiar with. And she's never really played a game with the kind of interface that Baldur's Gate 3 has. I think she could do it. It would be a bit of a learning curve at first. And I think that, like, there's lots of people who have wanted to play it with her. But, like, she really needs a very patient sort of, like, tutorship in the early time of playing a game like that. And especially with Baldur's Gate 3, where it's, like, semi-real time. And then when you get into combat, it breaks down into, like, turn-based and stuff like that. And, like, just the way that the like, interface works of how to move the characters and how to do all that stuff. I think she'd enjoy the game, but, you know, she would definitely need help, like, getting used to the way it plays, basically. So, Divinity is fully turn-based if you haven't played it. Yeah, I actually played Divinity Original Sin 2 with some friends, and then I've done a little bit of a solo run-through. I haven't ever beaten it on my own. So, you know, I kind of immediately recognized a lot of those elements present in Baldur's Gate 3 when I started. I've played Divinity 2. And I enjoyed it a lot, for sure. So yeah, I think she would enjoy Baldur's Gate. She also worries a lot about, like, the mechanics. Like, she would be very intimidated by the idea of running a whole party of people by herself, you know what I mean? Of, like, needing to know what all 4 different characters do. I think you did the chest build and just glided through the game. The chest build, interesting. I don't know the chest build. I think I've done a, like, what, wizard type character? Like, I had an undead magic user. I can't remember what they call that build. I don't know if it's sorcerer or wizard or what it is, but, like, and he did a lot of, like, poison and stuff. I don't know. Build a character with strength and telekinesis. You put everything in a chest, move the chest on the enemies, and it's one head if it's heavy enough. Okay, Necro Wizard, yeah. I'm pretty sure I made a kind of necromancy-based wizard. Lots of poison and stuff. I don't. Yeah, it's been a while since I played it. All right, how we doing? We're level 12. Okay, we want to get Donald up to level 20. Beat up, high. And then we're gonna try to tangle with the snake. We're probably gonna die again. So. Going with full limits might make the difference. Yeah, good point. So what we'll do, we'll get Donald to level 20. She needs 2K experience. She's got a ways to go. So we'll get her to level 20, and then we'll build up limits, and then we'll go in. What does Choco Buckle do again? Anyone know? I guess I could just look it up. Okay, FF7 Choco Buckle. Okay, deals physical damage based on how many times you've run from battle. That's right. Okay. I guess if we wanted to, like, fuck around, we could sit here and run. And why aren't you asleep, young lady? Yo, what's up, Vincent? How's it going, buddy? We could just sit here and run away from a bunch of fights to, like, game the system. If I ran away from, like, 2,000 fights, we could absolutely demolish that thing. Never flee battles, I die for the cause, yeah. I mean, I run sometimes if I, like, am trying to get somewhere and I don't want to mess around with it, but usually I fight fights, you know, for the XP. It's, like, counterproductive. Just flee enough to deal 9,999. Exactly. That would take hours, though, like, wouldn't it? I wonder what, like, if people have timed how long that takes. Whoa. Slept from 7 to 10 p.m. Now you're showering and getting ready for bed. Oof. That, like, late afternoon, evening nap that's gonna, like, ruin your sleep schedule. You hate to see it. If you ever play FFX, you'll watch every stream. Love that game so much. Yeah. I mean, I want to go through all the mainline Final Fantasy games on stream at some point. It's one of the things that's kind of on my list. And like I said, I did 2 or 3 years ago, I did #1 and, like, part of #2. And then, like, a year later, I did #2 and then, like, all of #3 kind of back to back. And then I started #4 and got maybe 5 hours into it and then sort of lost focus. 7 a.m. for more fillings. Oof, that's rough, kid. You hate to see it. Godspeed, little doodle. Indubitably, yeet guard.
And here it comes. Oh, Lordy Pete.
Okay. Wrong chat. Uh-oh. Blam. Nobody saw that. Hard for you to play the first few games. You always lose focus. Yeah. The first game, because I'm familiar with D&D, and the first game is basically, you know, a Japanese attempt to computerize D&D in the same way that, like, Baldur's Gate is a sort of Western attempt to computerize D&D. The fact that that game is so much just literally D&D, like, including, like, spell slots, basically, and, like, monster design and all of that stuff is, like, just lifted pretty directly. that was very fascinating for me the first time I was running through that. I was like, oh man, like as somebody who has played a lot of this stuff, it's like what was crazy to me the whole time was oh, the all lucky 7 strategy. Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a brilliant strategy, honestly. Your most hated enemies, the Malboro? Yeah, those guys are the worst. What was I trying to say? What was funny to me was like, and mind-blowing was like, I stream goal to get 7,777 escapes. What was mind-blowing to me was like, I started with Final Fantasy VII, right? Which is not really, like, looking at it, you wouldn't guess, oh, this like D&D had a role to play here, right? Like if you knew the history, which I didn't at the time, I was 8 years old, you would recognize like, well, any game that sort of like numeratizes your game statistics in order to like simulate. In order to simulate like these kinds of interactions has its roots in like tabletop gaming, which has its roots in wargaming, which is kind of the same thing, right? Or not the same thing, but like you get it. Anyway, so that like, and then, so I played lots of RPGs kind of all throughout my life, right? But it wasn't until I was an adult that I really got into D&D. We tried to play it a little bit as kids, but like I kind of never could really make the jump because we sort of didn't have like, a lot of what D&D is a kind of almost like passed down tradition. Like it would be very hard to just like read the books, right? Especially in like 3.5, like read the books and understand like what you actually do when you sit down at the table. You know what I mean? And so we like kind of never had that. And so I tried to play D&D a few times in my youth and like bounced off of it because I just like didn't really get it. Like I would read the words on the page and I'm like, but what do you do when you sit at the table? You know what I mean? Like it just was hard to really connect and we didn't have people to like show us by example back then. I think that's one of the great things about, you know, like actual play streaming shows and stuff like that is it like helps you get over that hump if you've never had that tradition. But anyway, and so it wasn't until, like I played tons of JRPGs all growing up, you know, and even Western RPGs like Fallout and, you know, Elder Scrolls and all kinds of stuff like that, that all has its roots in D&D, but I never played D&D itself very much. And then it wasn't until, you know, like I got into D&D later on, and then years after that went and played, you know, Final Fantasy 1, and I was like, oh my God, like, the very first Final Fantasy game, which is the series of games that I've loved for my whole life, you know, is straight up D&D, like computerized, basically, right? So much so that they like had to change a lot of the mechanics in the second one because it was like too close to the IP with the first one or whatever, you know, they had to not get sued. Final Fantasy is the best game series. It's certainly probably my favorite game series. Nice, leveled up. Okay. All right, how are we on? Okay. Oh, you know what? Oh no. Okay, hang on. I'm going to set this back to limit level 1 because cross slash is going to be way more useful to me than blade beam. Because cross slash stands a potential of like paralyzing this thing. Down, 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 down. Okay, so from here on out, I'm gonna start hanging on to these limits. Okay, another leveled up all. How much money do you pay? 13K? 13K. Alright, gang. Okay, we want to not use... We want to not use that limit break. I also think the addition of having some level 2 spells is going to help. Okay. I guess I can start from magicking as well. Okay. You know, I think that's close enough. Well, no, we'll go one more. We'll get Red 13 having his limit. Because actually, honestly, having him have that lunatic thing that gives everybody haste could be really, really useful. There we go. That's everybody. Okay. And this ought to do. And then we'll go over there. We'll drop a tent. And then, you know, do what needs to be done. Earth gain, damn. Okay. Alright, we'll get right up here. Item. Tent. Okay. Gonna save. Yeah, because not only do I need to kill the thing, but I need to make sure that Cloud gets beta. Right? So that's, you know. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna start dropping level 2 spells. And whatever else we can. I think fire is not very effective against this thing, right? And I think the haste is gonna help us. I also need to drop a sense on this guy so I have a sense of like where he's at. Okay, sense him. Magic. Fire 2 is not helpful. Hey, we got another limit. Okay, cross slash is not... Okay, cross slash is not doing it. No, it's not paralyzing him. Okay. Magic. Bolt 2. He is at 3,200. Do I just Matra Magic him? Is that the best thing to be doing? We do want to summon, fingers crossed, that he doesn't yeet Cloud. I also need to try to make sure that Cloud is, like, stocked up on HP. Okay. Okay. Ice 2. He's at 1800. Okay, he's yeeted Goofy before I could drop that other limit, which kind of sucks, but okay. Get out of here. All right, gang. I need him to drop Beta. He's not going to drop Beta. Okay. Cure everybody, please. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, we got Beta. We got Beta. All I got to do now is kill him. Okay, he was gonna... Oh, man. Perfect. He was curing anyway. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. I basically just need to keep my HP up. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy.
Well, that's just really unfortunate.
Here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Son of a bitch. Of course, I don't get to keep Beta. Okay. All right, we're gonna try that again. That was dire. So close. Okay. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I think the strategy is sound. I think the strategy is sound. Okay. Okay. Come on, Goofy. Okay, he's sitting at 3,200 out of 4K. All right. Okay, we've got the heals coming out. Okay. I'm gonna start oh my god. Why? What do you fucking mean? There we go. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we're gonna drop the heals again. Oh. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. 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 Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, okay. We're gonna hit that cure again. Sora's the only one that's gonna live through that, and that's okay. But we are gonna cure up. And then we're gonna... He's got 1100 left. He oh, hell yeah, miss. Hell yeah, baby. Okay, 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 okay. 831. Okay, we're gonna have to heal after this. We're gonna have to heal after this. Okay, okay, okay. We're almost there, gang. Holy shit. As long as he doesn't fucking do the thing. Oh, he missed. Haha! Yes! Come on, come on, come on. Okay, 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 okay. Where are we? 240. Come on. Don't. Okay, okay, okay. I think we got this. Yes! Yes! Whew. We got it, kids. We got it. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here before we run into that thing again. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's just make absolute... There it is. Beta. Breakfast of Champions, gang. Love to see it. Love to see it. I didn't even need that last... I thought I was going to need the last limit to get through, but no. We got through with just the other thing. Okay. Whew. All right, mission accomplished. So I'm going to go back to Calm Town. I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff with all that money that we've got now. I'm going to buy a couple tents, stock back up on those, stock up on some healing items and stuff. Maybe grab one more earth materia. We did it. Feels good. It always feels good, gang. Take that, Sephiroth. You thought you were big and bad because you killed a little snake? Well, guess what, homie? That actually only took an hour of this stream. I thought it was going to take longer, honestly. Okay. Seph is not. There you go. All right, let's see. Okay, let's buy 6 Phoenix Downs, 9 antidotes, 9 of those. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. And then, honestly, potions are not really worth it. Gonna try to get back to sleep. Good night. Right on. Thanks for hanging out and stuff. Have a good night. We will catch you later, girly. Okay, gang. That was so close. I really was like gambling on that last hit. Like if he had missed or something and the snake got one more shot, I would have been KO'd so close to the end. But we got lucky. All right, we're gonna save again. And next we're headed through the Mithril Mines. Or if it hit 119. Yeah, exactly. Well, if it hit 119, it was gonna zip me back up and I was gonna get my limit in, and limits jump action queue, so there was a very good chance he was gonna be able to get that limit out. Gonna try getting some rest as well. Have a great stream. Thanks for hanging out, Lily. We will catch you later, girl. Okay, we're gonna switch him back to level 2 limit now. And we're actually gonna switch her to limit level 2 as well. Okay, now Breath of the Earth cures all status ailments. It's not as good, but I do need to move people up the sort of limit train, as it were. And we're gonna go ahead and save that again, so in case I die. Oof. Okay, gang, so next off, we are headed to... I guess I could just get a chocobo now, right? Now that we've actually succeeded. Okay, hang on, gang. Okay. All right. Oh, we got another fire level 2. Hell yeah. I'm gonna get caught. I'm so getting caught. Yo! 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 RNGesus for the win, baby! Let's go! That's right. Chocobo-less crossing. It's a good day, honestly, gang. It's a good day. The stars have aligned. The hatches are open. Let's fucking do this. All right, what do you have to say, Donald? Our enemy is someone that can do this? It's a power that we should respect. Go here. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. Well, before we go in here, let's save once again. I'm like a nervous saver in this game. Like I have to like always be saving. What is this? This is the long range materia. That's right. I kind of forget about that. That's where we get that. Oh, we got a tent. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure flamethrower is something I can get from that dragon back there. He just has to use it on the right character. Hell yeah. We got a flamethrower. Okay, now wasn't there a... Yes, okay. Chocobuckle. Number 4. Flamethrower. Okay, laser. Then is that the next thing? Is Northern Cave after this? You're kidding me. Oh no, you can do it. Heavens. Whew. Heavens, good lord. Red 13 should be immune to fire damage just from his name, yeah. Oof. I'm dying. Okay, looks like laser is maybe the next one I get in Coral Prison. Big guard. Okay, I think we can get big guard first though, can't we? Zephyr, thank you. Whew. All right, Turk scene. I hoped I'd never see you again. I'm the newest member of the Turks, Elena. Thanks to what you did to Reno, we're short-handed. I got promoted to the Turks. Find out where Sephiroth is headed and try to stop you every step of the way. You're the ones getting in our way. You talk too much. No need to tell them about our orders. All right. Great, thanks. Oh, these guys. Okay, okay, we've got the elixir, high potion. I think that's it. Ugh. Not really anything else I can do in here. Okay, so at this point, gang, we have an important imperative, and it is that we do not recruit Yuffie, because we need her to punch a hole in time and space later on to warp us around. So if I come across Yuffie at all, I need to not recruit her, okay? Mostly I'm gonna try to stay out of the places where she might be. I'm gonna try to steal from this guy. I don't think he's got anything really important that I need. Okay, you moved us back. 350. He's probably gonna die, honestly. Oh, not quite. Okay. Didn't steal anything. Damn. A high potion? All that work for a high potion? Come on. Okay. All right, here we are. I'm gonna save here. Okay. Okay. Okay, materia shop. Fire, lightning, ice, restore. Okay, well, we've got plenty of those. Nothing new there either. Okay. Don't really... Well... Yeah, I guess we can rest. Okay, I don't remember like what all we need for this mini game. I know that we have to like spend money to hire soldiers. Kind of don't remember how much I should have on hand or like any of that. There we go. No. Near and Thunder, welcome in. Okay, hang on. Really quick, I want to look up. Okay. Okay. Rewards. Okay. 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 Can I make it 4,000 gil? You have 20,000 gil. Confused, guys. I gave them 5,000 gil and they're still asking me for more gil. What the fuck? What's up, Black Moon? No, stop it. Stop it. Just get these guys. Okay, what the hell is happening? They have 20,000 gil. Why do they need more? Why are they asking me for more? Bring back Legend of Dragoon, but like remaster it? Yeah. I need to have whatever he said in my current inventory. Oh, okay. RIP. I mean, you could always emulate it, right? That's another game that's on my, like, desperately need to finish it list. I bought it on PS4, and I think I had it for PS1 back in the day, but never got around to finishing it. I might try and play it on an emulator, though. A little more convenient. Alright, gang. I need 4,000 gil. Does anyone know when we get the manipulate materia? Yeah, so apparently I have to have 4K gil in my inventory. Oh, a free high potion. That's nice. Oh. But yeah, Legend of Dragoon was an awesome game. I really liked the, like, combo system. It was tough to get down sometimes in some of the fights, the way the timing was, but I still really liked it. I never finished it. I think I would get to, like, I don't know, maybe disc 3 or so. Your button mash skills came from? Nice. I think I would get to like disc 3 or so before I would sort of stop. Got to the start of the moon, but you never completed it? Gotcha. It's always the moon. In these JRPGs, I don't know what it is. You don't get manipulated, you'll get Kate Sith. Okay, jeez. So that's all the way past Junon, past Coral, into the, you know, first run through the Gold Saucer. But I guess we can come back here and get the White Wind enemy skill. At that point. How am I doing? 1300. Good lord. Brutal. Ow. These guys don't give us anything. Okay. Alright, maybe let's mess around in here, huh? What do we say? Oh, come on. Too bad Mug doesn't steal Gil. Well, Steel steals Gil, but Mug does steal Gil. But oh no, it doesn't steal Gil. You're right. It just attacks and you're right. No, you're right. I'm wrong there. Yeah, I don't think there is any way to steal Gil in this game, is there? It's purely just fight stuff to the death. And if I'd have known, I wouldn't have donated all that money in the first place. Okay, that wasn't great.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Okay. Alright, we'll just go for the summon. All right. Okay, there we go. 400. Now that's better. You guys are gonna spend a lot of time watching me spin around in circles on the world map in this playthrough. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I do need to get Goofy's number of enemies slain up, because that's what's going to unlock his next level limit breaks. Okay, heck yeah. Great. Getting those 400 battles, that's very helpful. Ooh, heck yeah, level 2 lightning. Can always backtrack and kill the snake again. I mean, it like, for the amount of work it is to kill him and the time it takes, I still think that's less efficient than just doing these fights. Okay, alright, gang. We're at 2,900. I honestly feel like I should get to 8K instead of 4K. I guess I could just be spamming beta, honestly. Like, if we really want to get through these. Okay. All right. I don't have quite enough, but I am going to just go in and sleep. Okay. Okay. All right, we rested. Very good. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. We are outside. Wrecked. Okay, now this is the spot. And spin time! Okay. Oh no, I need to... You know what? I need to move my, I need to move my stuff around so that Goofy has some, better, AoE attacks to be using. I may swap him onto the enemy skill so he can drop beta on people. All right, let's do it. Materia, Sora. Taking off enemy skill. Oh, that's not it. And give you enemy skill. Put that lighting on there. Bam. Okay. I want to give you that. Okay. Okay, let's save. We are shooting for 8K gil. I probably don't even need beta for these guys. It's probably overkill. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Oof. How many kills does Red need for level 2? That's a great question. I don't really know. I don't think I can track where he's at, like, easily, can I? I know I've had him the least amount of time of any of the, because he's like the most recent. Oh, there we go. That with 3. Needed fucking 3. Oh.
Flawless victory.
Incredible. Okay, check. Level 2, attack, strains, HP, and MP. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. So it would seem. So it would seem. Okay, where are we money-wise? 4,600. I'm gonna go all the way to 8K. I have more to play with. Me-da-da-da-da. Oh. Na, 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 na. All right. Okay, I think everybody needs 120. Oh no, it's different. Barrett needs 80, Cloud needs 120. $96 for Tifa. Aerith. 80 kills, Red 13, 72. Damn, that's crazy. I also might want to think about leveling up some of these other characters so that in sections where I need to be using them, I'm not like completely hosed. Although when does stuff like that happen? Like, right? I need Barrett in Mount Coral, right? Because he has to do the Dyne boss fight. Yeah, let's go ahead and just swap them out, honestly. Okay, equip. Comic scissors, carbon bangle. Sure, we don't have anything. Okay. Mithril claw, okay. Materia, you, arrange, exchange. Okay. Okay, now restore all. I'm gonna give you enemy skill and sense. No, and steel. We'll give you sense. You can have restore all. And we'll give you fire and lightning. And then you've got restore all. We'll give you this heal. We'll give you a fire and an ice and the Choco and Mog. Great. Okay. Do you like Tifa as a backup healer? Nice. Apparently, she's very easy to abuse. I don't know. I mean, is it the... One of her weapons has like a boost when she's like in critical condition. And apparently if you stack it with her having the like near death condition, that like the doom condition essentially that like counts down, she does like insane damage. Is it like 4x's or something, her like damage output? So I may try that once we get to that point. But I think you have to get all the way to like Gongaga to get the weapon that does that. But I don't honestly know. Okay. That'll be fun to play with, yeah. Especially with her limit break, where she just like does this big multi-hit combo. If you're like 4xing one of every single one of those hits, like that's nuts. Like by the time you hit the end game and everyone's hitting damage cap on everything, it kind of doesn't matter as much, but I don't know. Tifa is probably one of my favorite characters in this game. Zack is maybe my favorite character in this game, although you don't really see him like at all, but I just have a soft spot for Zack. And then Tifa is probably my next favorite character after Zack. Love Tifa, so versatile. Yeah. Okay, how we doing? We're up to 18 with everybody. I also should... Okay, what are we doing with limits? Okay. Oh, he doesn't even have... Oh my god. Okay. Damn. Okay, you know what? Actually, we're gonna hyper Riku so that he can get his next level limit break. Or his next level 1 limit break. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, we're at 6K. Excellent. Aerith's your least favorite, just didn't vibe with his character at all. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty common expression. Or that's like a common thing I've heard about this game a lot from people, is that like he's not everybody's favorite. I don't know. I'm a sucker for games about like revolution and stuff like that. So any character that like is taking direct action against the oppressive government, I've always got a soft spot for that. Especially, and it's like one of the things I think is maybe most remarkable about the story of this game is that like I think in the remakes they do a little bit of a thing where they like take the edge off of what Avalanche is doing by making it technically be Shinra doing like a false flag thing, right? But in the OG, the fact that they're like, no, these guys are just eco-terrorists. Like, that's what they do, right? They believe that like, you know, that these people are literally sucking the like blood out of the planet like vampires. And so they just blow up the machine that does that, even if, you know, that's illegal. And also, you know, maybe other people get like caught in the crossfire or whatever. And like, to me, most media doesn't do that. It either counts like this is like the radical activist group, but like, you know, but in such a way that it like, how do I put it? That it like almost makes a caricature of it, of it's like we have all this justified like anger at the system, but also like we're just gonna kill a bunch of puppies for no reason or whatever, you know, like that they'll like make a joke of it in a way, right? That they don't take the idea seriously that people like could or would. Oh my gosh, holy cow. What's up, Foodman Sam? How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Sorry, oh, okay, I'm trying to shout out here. Did it work? Yes, it did. Welcome in. How was Elden Ring? I saw you were in Liurnia today. I was watching. Hell yeah. Was lost and dying. Yeah, I saw you
Well, that's just really
outside of one of the what are they? Not mausoleums. I mean, I saw you at a mausoleum, but over in that like old palace ruins, but like up where that like the Blight Knight thing is. Died to a remembered turtle mausoleum sitting on you. Yeah, those are rough. How open are you to tips? Death touched catacombs. That's the catacombs. I knew it was like a C word that I was looking for. Thank you. Anything. Okay. Where that Blight Knight is, there's a door back there. You can just run behind him and open the door, and like you don't actually have to kill him. You can just like run past, open the door, walk in. There's a site of grace right there. I also saw you fight. Where's the fun in that? Well, you can rest there, and if you really want the laurels of killing that guy, you just walk back up the stairs and fight him. And you know, it's a shorter run back. So, yeah, the other I saw at there was another point when you were like way up on one of the like hillsides in like northwestern Liurnia, kind of. What's a zombie Aerith? Okay, yeah, let's talk about zombie Aerith. Okay, so folks, the FF7 speedrunning community discovered last year, over the course of several years, the FF7 speedrunning community has discovered a series of glitches that you can do in the Steam version of the game, which allows you to trick the game using only the code of the game. So there's no like Game Shark, no save editing, nothing like that. Solely using glitches found in the code of the game itself. Thank you for the follow, Hattermania. Welcome in. Only using the code of the game itself, you can trick the game into putting Aerith back into your party. It's a long and complicated glitch. It uses something called Yuffie wrong warping, which it basically takes advantage of like, and I don't know that I can explain it super well. Yes, that is correct, Foodman Sam. 25 years after the game came out, the speedrunning community found a way to resurrect Aerith. Now again, this is glitches. It's not like a secret thing that like the devs put in on purpose. This is purely like abusing weird code in the game. So essentially, from what I understand, like with old games like this, they have to be as economical as possible with things like code and storage space and stuff like that, right? So one of the things that happens is they'll use like memory locations for multiple things, right? They'll like store a variable in a particular spot in memory, and it's like based on what is checking that spot in memory, it can sort of like, on the one hand, it might be storing the value for which like, I don't know, battle you're gonna fight, but also it's storing the value for like which map it's going to drop you off on or something like that, right? I'm explaining this badly. The speedrunners can explain it better. But basically, in the Steam version, like in the original PlayStation version of the game, every time the system like resets or every time you reload, it flushes all that memory, right? In the Steam version of the game, and actually in the original PC port of the game, apparently that doesn't happen quite right on certain memory locations. And that there's basically a thing you can do where you load a save, die in a fight, then load a different save, go trigger the Yuffie encounter, okay? Fight through the Yuffie encounter, and then at the end of the scene where you're supposed to talk to Yuffie or whatever, the game will like read that memory location and it mixes up which map it's supposed to put you back on with the fight that you were in previously. And so it like teleports you into that fight. And using that, you can kind of like glitch the game around several different times to like, essentially there's a guy on YouTube who is in the FF7 sort of like speedrunning community named 4-8 Productions. And so he made a video on this if you guys want to go check it out. He lays it out in much better detail than I have. And sort of step-by-steps walks through how to do what I'm going to be attempting to do. And basically what you do, you use Yuffie warping to essentially take your save party from City of the Ancients just after Aerith dies. Spoiler alert, I guess. Just after, and you like warp it back into Midgar, trick the game into resetting certain flags so that you can redo the sample boss fight. Because like if you remember, when you go into Shinra HQ, she's taken out of your party because she's been abducted by the Turks, right? So then after you fight the sample boss fight, when you pick up Red 13, it puts her back into your party, right? So you're kind of like tricking the game after City of the Ancients into thinking you're in Midgar and rerunning that boss fight, so it puts her back in your party, and then you have to like trick the game several more times to get that party's data back into your original save. So it's kind of crazy. You're warping through several different saves, and in order to set it up, you have to like make several saves at really specific points in and around Shinra HQ, basically. So that's kind of what I am doing. So I started this run through and then made the saves in the parts in the Shinra HQ. There's still some tweaking because you do have to abuse a couple of glitches, right? In the scene where Barrett and you guys like leave Midgar for the first time, in that scene, you have to like do this glitch where you activate Barrett's dialogue and try to leave at the same time, and it like glitches the game out such that the game thinks you haven't done that scene yet. which causes the game to not run the Turks scene in the Mithril Cave, which you need it to do because that sets the game moment wrong so that you can't do stuff you need to do in mitigate. It's like a bunch of weird little noodly steps like that. Or for instance, done being a dramatic troll. It's all good. Hi, Hammer. Also, just so folks know, I go by Pixel. Everyone says Hammer. I totally get that because it's the first thing in my username. So no worries, but I do go by Pixel. So anyway, long story short, I'm attempting this glitch. We did a channel point challenge, you know, and my community met my channel points challenge, and so I am, no apology necessary, you're all right. Like I said, everybody assumes that that's what it is, and I realize that it's on me for having put Hammer first in my name, but Pixel and Hammer doesn't really quite have the same vibe to it. Okay, we've got 800, or not 8, we got 8K. So anyway, at this point, what I'm doing, I'm playing through the game normally. We're ripping apart the timeline to resurrect Aerith. Yes, exactly, Foodman Sam. Lo, these many years later, we are going to do what the devs never wanted us to do, using nothing but the code of the game itself, and we're going to bring our girl back. Now, you may have all noticed I've named all my characters after Final Fantasy, or after Kingdom Hearts characters, which I have unfortunately made the extremely poor decision of naming Aerith Donald after Donald Duck, because my main party for this run through is going to be Red 13 named Goofy. So I have Sora, Donald, and Goofy as my main party, which means we are going to be expending all of this effort to resurrect Donald Aerith, which I have come to realize was a very stupid choice on my part. But nevertheless, have I played Rebirth? Yes, I have. I actually just finished it a month or two ago, probably. So, no, this is an excellent idea. So yeah, so I've got Sora, Riku, and Kairi here. And then we've got Sora, Donald, and Goofy. I don't know what I'm gonna name Yuffie and Vincent. I have to think that part through. I have decided I'm gonna name Sid Sid, just because I think that's funny. To have him be like the one character that has like his right name, but also it's Sid, so there's a Sid in every Final Fantasy, so I'm like, this kind of, you know, that part of the joke I get. But as far as Yuffie and Vincent, I actually don't know what to name them. I think I may have to go for like Organization 13 members or something. So do you think they're trying to combine the timeline so there's a world or ending where Aerith lives? I don't know. Have so many emotions right now. Got Super Bomberman collection on Steam from a great friend. Hit your follower goal. Your night is so freaking good. Well, heck yeah. That's excellent, Hattervania. I'm having a great night too. In addition to getting rated and getting some followers here, we beat the Midgar Zalem and got beta on like our second try, and also managed to do a no chocobo run across the marshes. So we need to let Aerith die or the impact she has on 7 disappears. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do, but I suspect that we'll end up with basically all the same results that we had in the OG, but they're gonna keep us guessing longer, kind of. You were a bit of a menace today, hell yeah. All right, gang. I have 10 enemies, many beasts. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, okay. Okay. I hope I did this right. You could name one of them Roxas, yeah. Someone made a post on TikTok about Aerith and Zach, how he thinks she's an angel who fell from the sky. You know who else fell from the sky? The Mesa Mune. Damn. Or, I'm sorry, Masamune. All right, we're gonna high speed this. Oh, okay. I guess I just sort of send these guys up here. Oh, wait, no, oh, no, 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 no. I'm wrong. Stop it. Stop it! They're coming up the hill. I'm not going up the hill. They're coming up the hill. Okay, beast, 2 beasts. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put another attacker over here because there are 2 beasts going up that way. Okay, there's a bird here. So let's... Shooters are good for the birds. Okay, we need another shooter up here. Okay. I haven't done this in a while, so... Want to go comment Genova? Nice. Okay. Okay, how are we? Yeah, you're fine. Just chill, man. Okay, you're fine. Oh my god, don't tell me. I'm good. Oof. Oh my god, stop it! Okay, you. That one. Thank you. How are we doing here, gang? Okay. Okay, attack that guy. Attack that guy. Ooh, uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, okay, we're good. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm doing bad at this, gang. Okay, I want one of these guys. Okay, we got the big dude. Okay. You actually go do that. And then you come here. You do that. And also you do that. Okay. I need one of these. You can just do that. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's go on the attack, huh? Okay. Let's see. Share it and I'll comment reunion. Okay, gang. Alright. Chances of me finding are slim, but you will share. Gotcha. Okay, I want you. Come here. Just move till you can attack that guy. Okay. Okay, you. Good. Okay. Okay. I think everything's going okay here, gang. All of you guys. Why don't you move over here? We're gonna start moving everybody. Because that guy is not coming up the side, right? We'll just cram everybody up on this guy. Alright, let's go! Beautiful. Let's go for broke, gang. We'll just send everybody to attack. It's fine. Oof. Rip. Okay, you. Okay, I maybe need some of these. Okay. Hey, we did it!
That's f***ing teamwork.
Okay. Magic comb, wonderful. Okay. All right, gang. Beautiful. We did it. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I also agree that like Aerith dying is such a crucial part of this game, and undoing it is sort of like antithetical to what the game is. But I do also think there's something extremely cool about like how dedicated people were to finding a way to save Aerith, because they want to save her so much that like even 25 years after the game originally came out, there's still people who are like, you know, like, no, I will find a way, you know. And then the fact that like they were able to find a way within just the code of the game to actually pull that off, you know what I mean? It's just like there's something kind of amazing about that like, you know, that the gamers of the world would not accept that she was dead and there was nothing that could be done, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's kind of touching. So anyway, another thing that we have to do is I have to not have recruited Yuffie. So I have to go through the game all the way through City of the Ancients without recruiting Yuffie. Otherwise, I can't do the Yuffie warping that will be necessary to actually pull off these glitches. So yeah, that's basically what we're up to. And I've probably got maybe another 15 minutes in it or so. I might get to Junon and call it. I kind of got a late start today because I ran a little late at work. So I am also documenting all of these streams and saving them to my YouTube so that I will have like a record of having done this, you know what I mean? Oh, there's Junon over there. Okay. Where the hell am I trying to go to? Yeah, there's really not anything there. Okay. All right, gang. God, this game's music is so good. Okay, here we are, folks. Junon. I think I'll tackle Junon on the next stream, so. Folks, that is where we are going to call it a day. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Shout out to Foodman Sam. Thank you for the raid, buddy. Thank you for the follows, friends. And I am going to raid out here. Let's see. Who do we have? Reams is still live. I'm going to send y'all over to Ream streams. We've got a raid message for the subbed and the unsubbed alike here, my friends. Go say hi to Reams over there.
Here it comes. Oh, Lordy Pete.
Nice one. And yeah, we're going to send you all over there. They are playing some Arknights, which... Oh, no, he is ending stream, so we are not going over to Reams. Let's see. Who else can we go visit? Okay, do you guys want to see Final Fantasy 14 or Dead by Daylight? Going once, going twice? Anybody got a preference? Sour Patch says Final Fantasy. Okay, all right, folks. I'm going to send you over to Alania. Final Fantasy XIV streamer that we've rated a few times. So send y'all over there. Thank you very much for hanging out. Peace out, gang, and we'll catch you later.